Right, well it's night time. We're about to get a fire going in here. So we get that going there. Get a fire going done here close to the entrance. We'll feed it with some nice dry wood. We'll get a drawer going. That should be good. Right, start feeding some of this dry stuff in there. Do this at night so it doesn't, disturb any of my neighbours or anything. I just feel like it's best to do that. That's drawing already, that is. That's quite mad actually. It'd be easier to do this during the day, but I'd rather just do it now, do it late, have a late night. It can burn overnight. The rain's supposed to die down later on, and it won't disturb anyone. It won't cause anyone any problems. It's a key thing. I like to keep my neighbours happy, and I think doing stuff like this helps that. So we're going to stuff this wood in there like that. That's going to get going, start drawing. Oh, she's blazing now. Properly hot in there now. Not too much smoke either. You can't really see, but yeah, there's not too much smoke. But yeah, that's blazing. That's nice and hot in there. Drawing good. That's it, drawing in there. Plenty hot enough. Just gonna have to burn that for about 4 or 5 hours at least. I think we're actually gonna get a successful burn here. I actually think we might end up with 200 kilos of limestone probably. Quicklime. Oh, getting smoked out again. Right, I gotta get out of the way again. A lot of smoke. Ah, burning my eyes. Right. Right, back out. Just been inside for a bath. All seems well. Things still burning right. I think it's about time I can leave it now. Everything around it's safe. Oh man, it's slippery around here. Oh yeah. It's just going great. It's exactly what I wanted. You see it all in there. It's burning red hot. Blue flames coming out. Perfect. I think we're getting a high success rate out of that. If I'm honest, I think that's going to do good. Yeah, I'm pleased. I think I can leave that now. It's about 1:30 in the morning, and I think it is bedtime. Check that out in there. Wow. Yeah, all the limestone's glowing red hot, so should be about what we want. Okay, we'll come out in the morning and see if we can slake it. Well, it's morning and it's not looking that good. I can see unburnt bits there. Still very hot in there. Still glowing red. But I can see straight away there's a lot of unburnt. I think I'm going to be lucky if I get any out of it at all, really, to be honest. Yeah, we'll have a look. See how it goes. Yeah, doesn't look good. There's a better view. See, it's still red hot in there, and I can just see on the surface that there's loads not done. Some of it's done. That bit there, that's done. I can see that there are bits in there that have worked, but very low success rate in there. Very low indeed, unfortunately. The only thing I think to do is put more wood in. Camera cut out. The only thing I think to do is either put more wood in, burn it again, or just established that it's difficult to do any kind of large quantity on fairly large quantity on such a small scale. You know, you need a big kiln, lots and lots of fuel. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that really. I think here's a bit that looked like it reacted pretty well. Yeah, that's worked. Yeah, that bit's all good. There are bits in there, just not a very high success rate, unfortunately. So yeah, this is mostly a failure. The more I look at it, the less bits that are usable I can find. Even, I know what everyone's thinking, they're thinking, well, you use too big of bits and you've got to use tiny little small bits. But that wouldn't have worked either, because the flames and the heat need to get past it, and if they're too small, you know, there's not enough gaps between them for the heat to move past. Unless you're feeding bits in gradually, which I didn't want to do. I was trying to simplify it as best I could and see if it was viable to do this instead of buying it, but I'm learning pretty quickly that it isn't. It's quite difficult, you need a lot of heat, it's a lot of fuel, which I knew that anyway, but I just wanted to see for myself whether or not I could do little bits. And yeah, mostly a failure. Even the little small bits, if you have a look, little small bits have even not been done. There's one there, see that? There's a small piece and that's underburnt. So yeah, mostly a failure, I think. I'd say it's probably my first real one on the whole project, so that's not too bad. Nothing else I've done has just not worked really, but this is a failure for me. There are some bits in there that are done. That bit's mostly done. Let's see, so we'll keep some bits aside if they are done. Put them in the tank. We'll see. Might be some in there. So I've got lots of bits that are mostly burnt, but because like the middle of it, so you see they're reacting, I have got quite a bit there that's usable. But because it's reacting with the stone that's unburnt in it, I can't really use it because it's just going to be too gritty and horrible. So like this here, as you can see, there's probably actually a lot of quicklime around the outside of it, but I can't really use it in any kind of efficient way without chipping the little bits off. You know, at the time. Because I'm getting all this here, which is all good lime, but it's just got too much gravel and stuff in it. It's not going to work for me. So it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate, as you can see. Yeah. Needed hotter and longer, more fuel. I'm starting to find a few bits. See, it's still underburnt in the middle though. Almost got there, but not quite. I'm hoping there'll be at least some in there. It's unfortunate because there is quite a bit of lime here, but unless I want to go through the whole lot, sieving it and because there's a lot of like, it's very grainy, it's not very smooth, it's got lots of grit in it. It's not really going to work for what I want it for, unfortunately. So can't really use it. I'm trying to think what I've got around that could do with a primitive sort of concrete mix. I could put it along the paths maybe and stuff. Fill in some holes and that. Yeah, bit of a shame, just can't really use it, unfortunately. So I'm getting into some that are usable now. Starting to get a bucket filled up. If I've even got 5%, I'll be lucky. But it's not a complete failing, and I know what I'm going to use this for now. I'm going to use it as a subfloor for the solar shower. So I can move this lot up there, and I won't mix it like this down here. I'll put it in the tractor or something, take it up there, and then we'll mix it up there, and I can actually put down a subfloor in that so it doesn't go to waste then. And that'll actually be a really good use for it. So I'm just, as I go, just checking if bits are fully burnt. If they are, they go in the bucket. If they're not, they go in the wheelbarrow. Eventually I should get it unloaded and I'll have at least a little bit for my efforts. Yeah, there's a fully burnt bit. So that's good, success. yeah, we'll make the most of it. Bit disappointed for all the work I put in, but I will make the most of it, and I'm going to end up with a nice subfloor solar shower. I've been trying to get this emptied out, but it's just too hot in there. I was trying to do it today because it's raining tonight, I think, so I'm just going to have to cover it up and try and get back to it tomorrow to empty it, because it's just, like I said, it's just too hot. I have got quite a bit of lime there in the middle that I can use, quick lime. The rest of it, there's just got bits of coatings I'm going to use for that subfloor up in the shower. But yeah, like I say, I've got some. I'm just loading the tractor. I've got a bucket there. I'm just going through slowly, getting the bits. Like I say, it's too hot really to be doing it. Yeah, might as well put that in the tank anyway. That little bucket full. So let's do that now. Learn something. But you know, something, isn't it? That in there. Head turned away. If this was powdered, I'd be fully kitted up with the respirator and everything on. As it's not powdered, then it's in big lumps, it's not too bad. When I do order lots of bags of it, I'll definitely be respirated up. Yeah, hear it all bubbling away down there. Hear it bubbling? I think that's probably the best bit I've got so far. I'm breaking each piece just so I can see whether it's done all through the middle. I think that's about the biggest bit I've got so far. Yeah, I just don't think the burn was even. I think that was the main problem. There just wasn't enough fuel. You see, most of it is sort of, well, I'd say at least 50% of the limestone that went in has been calcified, but the problem is it's just not gone all the way through most of it. Most of it's just done in little layers. That one's alright. You see, there is quite a bit of it here. I don't think my amounts of fuel was too far off, but I just think it wasn't getting evenly heated all the way through for long enough to get it all done. It's definitely not a complete failure. I've just learnt that it's just far too much work with all this other stuff I've got going on. It's just too much work for me to do it on any kind of scale that is efficient. See, I've got bits in here. The other bits that are marginal quality will go in the tractor bucket to use as the subfloor. Yeah, I'm going to get a good few, I don't know, maybe 50 kilos out of it. I think probably something like that. 50 kilos of usable stuff that's going to be sufficient for plaster. The rest will be put to use as that subfloor. So not a complete failure, but it's the biggest failure I've had so far since I started the project. So bit of a blow, but learned from it, so never mind. So we just go through all of this, pick out the bits that are worth keeping, and make the most of it. See, that one's hardly had anything at all. I just pulled out another load. These bits are a bit better actually. Got quite a bit more here that's usable. Oh, but very hot. Yeah, I think I'll let this cool down a bit. Come back out here in a minute. Go and put this bucket in. There's another bucket. Look away. Very cool reaction. bucket. Okay, so we're back to a non-stabilised video again now. Stabiliser didn't work out, it was just ruining the sound, too much interference, so hope this is alright. Hopefully the sound's better. I've got a new microphone and that, but the stabiliser's gone, so might be a bit shaky again, but sound should be better. So it's cooled down, so we're going to load up the tractor, take that up to the solar shower and put that down as a subfloor so we don't waste it, and take any nice bits out and put them in a lime slaking tank. Right, let's get to it. Oh, got another bucket. I reckon I've got about 10 buckets or so, something like that. If I'd have known I was going to get so much, I would have kept it all out to see how much there was, but there was hardly anything there. But there is a bit more than I first thought. It's not a complete loss. About 10 buckets like that, and the rest is marginal quality. It's not really worth it. It's all reacting. So all the heat we put in during the burn is now coming back out again as it reacts with the water, turns into lime putty. Yeah, I'm not completely disappointed with it. I'm just loading up the tractor bucket here. We'll react all of that. That'll all break up into small bits, and then I'm going to use that for the floor for the shower, which will be a separate video. A little bit more to unload, getting into some better bits at the bottom. Obviously the bottom had longer to heat, so I think the problem was not enough fuel and an uneven burn. That was the thing. So I think I needed either half the zone or about twice as much fuel. Even though I did some calculations and stuff, I guess just the efficiency of the kiln meant that the calculations were off. So yeah, it's alright though. I feel better about it today. It's not a complete failure for a first go. I mean, I've made lime putty from it. I've got some tests that I'll show you in a bit, and I was gonna do a lime floor in the solar shower anyway, so we can just use that. Right, let's get this stuff in the wheelbarrow reacting and mixed up, and we'll take that up and pour it up in the shower. That'll be a separate video. Right, get a bit of water on this lot. Get it to start breaking down a bit. It'll all break up the bigger bits as well then. That's what happens as they crack and popple, they break up. Rather cool, I reckon. Getting reacted now. I'm kind of just using the unburnt limestone as a aggregate, really, I suppose. So here's some lime putties that I've been letting settle for a few days now. So this one is the lime from the kiln burn that you've just seen as a small test sample. It's been settling for about 3 days now. You see it is actually a putty down there. It's soft putty that can be used for a lime plaster. It's been sieved through and got all the little bits of gravel, and I only used the very well burnt lime for it. So that is actually the stuff we were trying to achieve. So we've managed to do it on a small scale. That's it. The one next to it is some that I did in a tiny little kiln that I've got, where I did forced air and got it a lot hotter to check the purity of the lime. This one is also worked, and it's settling nicely, and it's a really nice lime putty. Nothing wrong with it at all. Both of these would be perfectly fine for plasters. I just haven't been able to really do it successfully on any kind of efficiently large scale. So yeah, it's not been a total success, but it hasn't been a total loss. Managed to actually do it. So if I ever wanted to make a little bit of lime wash or something, you know, it's quite easy to do in a tiny little kiln, or even on a wood stove, which I've also done. So yeah, not a complete loss. And those are the putties I've ended up with, plus the load that I put in the tank outside. But yeah, just to show you small scale, that's the stuff. It can sit underwater then for a long period of time. It matures, and we're basically just going to be doing this on a much larger scale out in the lime tank. A couple of tons of it as opposed to just a jam jar full. Well, I've used all of it that I want to use. I'm going to just leave the rest in the bottom there as a buffer between the ground. We'll use this as a burn pit. It will keep anything I load in there from drawing up moisture from the ground, and it saves me unloading it. And then one day when I take this down, I'll just spread the stone out around this area. Yeah, like I say, we'll keep that as a burn pit so it's not completely wasted. I kind of needed that anyway, because all these trees here are going to come down because they're ash, and it's nice to, yeah, it's good to leave some of the stuff around, but you know, keep tidy and stuff. Burn pit's always useful. To summarise, I won't be doing it again. I'm going to buy a couple of tons of quicklime and slake it into the tank. It's just too much work. It's just not viable for me to do it really at this scale with all the other stuff I'm doing. But what I have learned is the process, how to do it. This is probably maybe a 10% success rate. If I'd have halved the stone or doubled the wood, I think I would have probably got 60 or 70% success. But you know, you live and you learn. I've managed to use it, most of it, not waste it too much of it, and we've learnt something. And I've learnt that I can do small batches in the wood stove if I needed a bit of lime wash for something. So yeah, it's been a learning experience. I hope it has been for you lot too. Sorry the video's a bit sort of like all over the place, but I didn't really know how to film it because I didn't really know what I was doing. But yeah, hope it's been educational at least, and I urge you to have a go. I mean, if you build a little tiny small furnace like I did to do the other stuff I just showed you, the lime putty which I did in the little furnace, on a small scale, it's very easy. If you do it on a small scale with like charcoal, it's quite easy to do, and you can make some lime wash, which is a great natural paint. So yeah, I urge you to give it a go. It's a fun process. The reaction's really cool. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.